Well, thank you, and congratulate all three of the nominees for being
Senator
selected.
Wicker, if I could just interrupt, before you arrived, Senator Romney praised the decor of this room. And so we want to give due gratitude to you and your leadership for this.
Well, yeah,
I think he expressed committee envy.
Yeah.
okay. Well, okay. If I might, before you start my clock running, of course, many things that begin as bad news turn out to be fortuitous. We were the first committee during my chairmanship to have an opportunity to redecorate because there was a flood on one of the floors above us, and it had to be repaired. But I think Senator Romney should also speak to my wife Gail about her sense of color and proportion. So thank you for that, and again, thank you to all the people who are here to serve. I'm here today because I am absolutely delighted at Dr. Chin's appointment to the Amtrak board, and I think Dr. Chin, you'll be a great addition, and I loved what you said about governance oversight and the fact that this is quasi-public and answers both to the customers and the public as well as those of us who have a legislative sense. There will be soon, perhaps in January, perhaps in February of 2025, a new line reopened. It's been closed between Mobile, running through Mississippi with 4 stops and going to New Orleans on a twice-daily basis. We are very excited about this. It is amazing to me that a line that was that had to close because of Hurricane Katrina in 2005 has taken this long to be restored. But it's been a lot of work, and we've made a lot of assurances. As you know, Dr. Chin, the railroad companies got out of the passenger business in an agreement with Amtrak and the federal government that the Amtrak trains could run on the privately owned rail lines, and there would be an accommodation there. When it was clear that we were determined to reopen this line, there was naturally some concern, some questions by the freight rail lines as to how this would affect them, and eventually a lawsuit had to be filed by Amtrak before the Surface Transportation Board, which brought this matter to a head, and there was finally a settlement. The result really is that the freight lines have been enhanced, and that will accommodate more freight and also accommodate our hope to run this rail line on time and as an advantage to the people who live along the coastline between New Orleans. If we have a grand opening and a ribbon cutting, you're not averse to coming and visiting with your many friends on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi and being part of that grand opening, are you?
I look forward, Senator Wicker, to visiting, hopefully you and the great people of your state, and I too am looking forward to that reopening of service.
Thank you very much. We are excited about it, and the governments of all 3 states and the municipalities have been a part of this. I appreciate your answer to the distinguished chairwoman about long-distance passenger rail. And let me just say on the record, she and I are together on that issue, and that answer was very reassuring to me. As someone who has had to make the trains run on time in other respects, do you have any thoughts about how we're going to make sure that the customer is going to be able, on all of our lines, to rely on reliable service and adherence to the schedules?
Senator, thank you for the question. The first priority of Amtrak needs to be safety, the safe transport of our passengers. But certainly reliability is a very important factor as well. There are a number of reasons why there have been challenges on the on-time issues. Some of that is because of the behavior of the host railroads, not making available right-of-way when they have been obligated to, and that's an issue that, as you noted, is being addressed via litigation. I would also say we have to make sure that Amtrak is making the necessary investments in fleet as well as in all of the administrative elements to make sure that we're doing our part to get passengers from A to B in a safe and timely manner. So it's a combination, I think, Senator, of ensuring that Amtrak's doing its job, but we also need our host railroads to do their job as well to ensure that passengers are able to reliably get from where they're at to where they're going.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Madam Chair, for passing along that compliment. You and I have been advocates of reliable quasi-government passenger rail for a long, long time, and I appreciate you continuing to ask the question about long-distance service. This is indeed a national agreement and something that should be able to work. And I'll just tell you, I don't know why someone like Dr. Chen hasn't been nominated long ago, because he's such an excellent public servant, and I welcome and support his nomination.
Thank
yield
you,
back.
Senator
Thank you,
Wicker.
ma'am.
Thank you. And I think our last hearing of Amtrak nominees, we brought up